Welcome back. You're still with us on Reporter's Diary. Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved has taken his fight with multinationals to a different level. In its latest advertising campaign, Patanjali has raked up the Swadeshi feeling by comparing the MNCs to the erstwhile East India Company. Now, in an attempt to deal with a below-the-belt blow on its bigger global rivals and goes against the spirit of the free market economy that India strives to become, we will discuss that and more with brand consultant Harish Bijur, who joins us in a bit. But first, here's a look at that advertisement.
सन 1906 पूरे भारत ने एकजुट होकर स्वदेशी से स्वाधीनता का अभियान शुरू किया था। स्वदेशी अपनाओ और विदेशी जलाओ का नारा पूरे देश में गूंज रहा था। आज फिर उसी रास्ते पर चलकर देश को आर्थिक आजादी दिलाने की आवश्यकता आन पड़ी है।
विदेशी कंपनी हमारे देश के लिए बहुत ही खतरनाक है, क्योंकि देश का धन देश के बाहर लेकर के
और देश में कोई भी चैरिटी का बड़ा काम नहीं करती।
इन सब का विकल्प है पतंजलि का यह सात्विक स्वदेशी अभियान। पतंजलि का प्रॉफिट किसी व्यक्ति विशेष के लिए नहीं, चैरिटी के लिए।
पतंजलि अपनाइए, देश को आर्थिक आजादी दिलाइए।
Right, and Harish Bijur, CEO of Harish Bijur Consultants, joins us now, and Priya is with us in the Mumbai studio to take us through that conversation. Over to you, Priya.
Thanks, Ariba. Many thanks for joining us, Mr. Bijur. Let me begin with, Patanjali has recently launched their Independence Day ads and has directly, targeted MNCs like HUL, Colgate, as well as Nestle. How do you view these ads playing out?
Well, if you really look at Patanjali and if you really look at Baba Ramdev, I think he stirred the pot, the marketing pot, so to say. I do believe Ramdev looks at the astra that he has in marketing, and one of the biggest weapons he has is the fact that Patanjali Ayurved is a Desi company, not that others are not. So I think he's used that to advantage, and I very frankly believe that in love and marketing, everything is fair. And I think as far as Ramdev is concerned, he's used a weapon. And now you'll see reactions to that use.
But you're saying this at a time when ad regulator ASCI has raised the red flag against Patanjali's ads. The company has said that they've been receiving one notice a week. Do you think this is justified?
Okay, let's look at it this way. ASCI is an old body. ASCI is a body which has been founded with an ethos and a set of norms. So ASCI will follow that ethos. ASCI will use the set of norms, and ASCI will actually look at advertising and possibly say that, hey, listen, we are a body which will define what is okay, what is not okay, and if we say something is not okay, you jolly well understand that. So I think ASCI is well within its rights to say exactly what it's saying. But Ramdev, I think, is being aggressive on that stance. And I think, he understands very clearly that if he can reposition ASCI as a body which is with the multinationals, then he can reinvent yet another body maybe, which is with the Indian companies, so to say. So I think Ramdev is a very clever marketeer. And I think he's using it to advantage. And I think the marketing fun has just about begun.
There is a sense that, shrinking market shares are a big concern, and that's led to a flood of complaints. Do you think MNCs have a role to play in these notices?
I don't think any of our MNCs are reacting to the market shares that Patanjali has gained, because the market shares are small at this point of time. Neither are they worried about the kind of distribution Patanjali has arrived at, because even that is small. But I think what they're reacting to is what is likely to happen in the future. Because I think every toothpaste company, every biscuit company, every company in any space which has a competing product with Ramdev is slightly worried, and rightly so. Because Ramdev is repositioning the whole gamut into Indian products. Ramdev is positioning the entire gamut into saying, natural products. Ramdev is digging deep into yoga. He is digging deep into Ayurveda. And if you really look at all this, I think these are very worrisome factors for corporations which have possibly not looked at these streams to be a part of their business model. So if you really look at it, I mean, Ramdev has set the cat among the pigeons. And I think that's the biggest thing he's done this year and last year and maybe the year before. And I think everybody is worried about what's happening. Now, Are MNCs responsible for these complaints? Of course, MNCs will be responsible for some of the complaints because MNCs will be bothered about any kind of a comment that is disparaging to their offerings. And why not? I think it's the right of the MNC to be very worried about that and complain. Then there could be consumers. But then, you know, at the end of the day, the biggest involved entities in this entire war is essentially the manufacturer. And the manufacturer is worried, and that worry will definitely get onto the complaints platform.
But, you know, looking at the larger scheme of things, do you think Baba Ramdev has gone too far, or perhaps, if I may say, exploited, you know, the whole Swadeshi theme?
Has Baba Ramdev gone a bit too far in this battle against overseas companies? If that is the question, my answer is a simple one. My answer is to say, no, not yet. Is he likely to go a little too far in this fight? Quite likely. You know why? Because today is the day and age when India is development oriented. The Prime Minister of this country, Mr. Narendra Modi, is the prime brand ambassador of this country. He is going out to some 80 and odd countries, and he is trying to invite foreign direct investment. And foreign direct investment is really Videshi investment. So you bring in Videshi money, and then you have the talk of Swadeshi versus Videshi. You know, I think that is going to be a contra. So I think some point of time, Baba Ramdev will need to rein in, you know, some of the comments on what is foreign and what is not. Because some of the Indian multinationals are possibly more Indian than any, if you really look at it, apart from their, you know, holding pattern. If you don't look at that, then they're as Indian as they come.
All right, Mr. Bijur, thank you so much for joining us. And with that, it's back to you, Areeb.
Right, Priya, thanks so much. And in fact, a very interesting conversation there. Like you heard Mr. Bijur saying that Baba Ramdev has let the cat amongst the pigeons as far as marketing is concerned. And in war and marketing, it's all fair. But the consumers remain spoiled for choice, and not just for Indian brands, but foreign ones as well.